Look inside yourself, Rosemary.
He's a clown, guys. Like, watch.
Wiggle and squirm as you might, it is really hard to put lipstick on a pig.
Hey gang, what's up? Aaron right here, Canadian Looney. Watch this guy pander to Canadians. Oh my goodness. It's a lot to take. This clown Mark Carney, oh my gosh. Just take a peek at this. This is obnoxious.
Let's go. Mr. Prime Minister, Mike Myers, what are you doing here?
I just thought I'd come up and check on things.
You live in the States,
Yeah, but I'll always be Canadian.
but you live in the States.
Yeah, so?
Do you remember Mr. Dressup?
The children's show on CBC?
What were the names of Mr. Dressup's two puppet friends?
Casey and
WTF.
Finnegan?
Bud,
Spud?
Howie,
Meeker?
Capital Saskatchewan.
Regina?
Tragically,
Pip?
you're a defenseman defending a 2-on-1. What do you do?
Take away the pass, obviously.
What are the two seasons in Toronto?
Winter and construction?
Wow, you really are Canadian.
Yeah. But let me ask you, Mr. Prime Minister, will there always be a Canada?
There will always be a Canada.
All right, elbows up.
Elbows up.
I don't know. I think I hear the lyrics wrong.
Yeah, me too. I'll sing them wrong for years and years, thinking they're right, until someone points it out, and I get really embarrassed.
Yeah, really, it's kind of a drag.
I hate it.
Okay, with that in mind, all right, we'd like to do the top 5 misheard lyrics, all right?
This clown is a loser. Watch him. Like, he's trying to identify so hard. Oh, well,
I would know. Look, let me state the obvious.
just pull the trigger, Carney. Like, call an election. I dare you. You're supposed to call an election tonight. We'll see. You're a pandering fool. Who needs to tell Canadians you're Canadian?
Who the f*** is that guy? Who the f*** is that? Oh my God.
People that aren't Canadian, right? Like, oh my gosh. This Mark Carney, guys, he frustrates the hell out of me. Like, how did he even get in power? Oh, Lord. He's the prime minister that's never been elected as an MP, ever. What? Hard to figure out.
Conflicts of interest you
What
sought to
possible
avoid.
conflict would you have, Stephanie? Stephanie, I'm complying with the rules. I'm complying with the rules in advance. Point final.
Conflict of interest in your assets. That's very difficult to believe.
Look inside yourself, Rosemary.
It's obvious how upset you are that there's some resistance to you. And you're a prick. It's going to get way worse. Don't you dare step into the House Commons. You'll get torn the hell up.
WTF. Here, here.
Yeah, this guy, Mark Carney, gang. I'm not a big believer in this guy. Like, God damn it. Enough is enough.
I mean, you start from a prior of conflict and ill will.
Okay, let's cross it over. Let's see what the conservatives have to say about Mark Carney. Carnage. Carbon tax. Oh my God, woke. Looks like Joe Biden too.
Hey everyone, Michelle
let's
Ferrer
take
here,
a
Member
peek.
of Parliament for Peterborough Kawartha, and I think it's going to happen. I think it's finally going to happen. The prediction is the federal election will be called tomorrow, March 23rd, 2025, putting us at an election day of probably April 28th, 2025. And so many of you have prayed for this day, asked for this day, and it has felt like forever, and it has felt like pain to get here. And this is going to be one of the most consequential elections in history. And you're going to hear lots of things and people are going to say all kinds of things. And one of the things that they'll come at me and the Conservatives is that they want to bring back unity to Canada. And unlike the Conservatives, they'll tell you that Conservatives are divisive and don't know how to restore unity. And I will tell you to push back on that and say, there's one question people need to ask themselves. In the last 10 years, what has gotten better in your life? What has gotten better in your life? And the Liberals and the NDP will try to tell you that the truth is divisive. When you call out the truth, when you call out that housing prices have doubled, when you call out that 50,000 people have died from an overdose in the last 10 years, when you call out that people are using food banks at historic uses, that the people who used to volunteer at the food bank now use the food bank, that the food banks are actually running out of food, that immigration is so out of control that it has created an extreme scarcity issue in this country where there's not enough housing, there's not enough resources, where we have left our Canadian energy in the ground because ideology has decided that by the Liberals. Canadian energy that could have brought us our own wealth, our own autonomy, and our own sovereignty in a time when our sovereignty is being threatened, when we are vulnerable and weak because we have not developed what we have and what the world needs. What has gotten better in the last 10 years when each person is making more than they've ever made and never been so poor, when they're losing more in taxes? Never before have you paid so much tax and received such terrible service for those taxes. So when they say your Conservatives we want to build unity and Conservatives will divide, the only party that has divided this country because they have put people into a corner of survival is the Liberal NDP policies, is the Trudeau Carney policies. And that is what that is. That's not divisive. That is the truth. Mark Carney, the publicly unelected Prime Minister, was in fact the economic advisor for the last 5 years to Justin Trudeau. Every economic policy that has happened, the $1 trillion debt, the $80,000 that each newborn child inherits at birth because of Mark Carney. You want to change the world? You make sure people can afford to feed their families or even have the idea to have a family. We have people, young people, who are saying, I will never even have a family. So don't listen when they tell you that we don't unify people. It has nothing to do with that. The only thing that sets people free is the truth. And these are facts, cold, hard facts. They are not divisive. They are not rage farming. They are the truth. And nothing in the last 10 years has gotten better. And the only way out of that is to vote for a Conservative Pierre Poilievre government, where the economy is the priority, where balancing the budget is the priority, where restoring safe streets is the priority, where investing in treatment and recovery and not open drug use, where restoring our immigration to reasonable levels, where the people coming in are of incredible quality to contribute to our community and actually follow the rules, where houses are built and resources are developed. This election will be consequential. Get involved. Have conversations. Get a lawn sign. Donate your time. Donate if you're able to financially. Get out and do something. This is here. The election is here, and this is it. We have to win, and we will win, because Canadians' lives are depending on it.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
Got MP Michael Cooper, cowboy from Alberta, exposing carbon tax Carney.
Mark Carney needs to come clean with Canadians. Prior to running for the Liberal leadership and being anointed as Prime Minister, Carney served as chair of the $1 trillion investment firm Brookfield. We know that Carney has $6.8 million in stock options for Brookfield and stands to cash in millions if the firm performs well. That puts Carney in a massive conflict of interest because Brookfield has a multitude of investments in sectors that are directly impacted by decisions of government, including decisions made by the federal government. Take, for example, net zero. As the chair of Brookfield, Carney raised billions of dollars that were invested in various net zero projects. As Prime Minister, Carney has made clear that net zero is a top priority of his government. That raises all sorts of questions about potential conflicts of interest. So in the face of that, it is absolutely imperative that Carney disclose to Canadians what his investments are and what his conflicts are. But Carney refuses to do so. Instead, Carney is conveniently hiding behind what amounts in his case to a loophole that enables him to keep his holdings a secret for 120 days. Carney is essentially abusing the law to avoid being transparent with Canadians about his conflicts until after the next election. Carney wants to keep Canadians in the dark until all the ballots are counted, until it's essentially too late. This falls completely short of the high standard of transparency that Canadians expect of their Prime Minister, and it falls short of the spirit of Canada's ethics laws. After 9 years of a culture of conflict and corruption under Justin Trudeau, Mark Carney is starting to look a lot like Justin Trudeau 2.0. And it begs the question, why is it that Mark Carney wants to keep Canadians in the dark? What is it about his investments that he doesn't want Canadians to know about until after the next election? Mark Carney knows what his investments are, and he knows what his conflicts of interest are. If Mark Carney truly has nothing to hide, he would come clean, and he would come clean today.
In Canadian federal politics, the Canucks are represented by two separate yet unequal groups: the globalists who sold out and the opposition trying to salvage a country. These are their stories.
Okay, good day. Welcome to the Great White North, aka Canadian Corner.
How's it going, eh?
Bob McKenzie, this is my brother Doug. Today our topic is dog scoops. Like at our place we don't need one because like the yard's real big, so the dog just goes out and it doesn't matter.
We just don't walk in the yard and don't ever mow the yard real early in spring without doing some cleanup first.
Otherwise, that won't be that color.
Oh, hello. Do you have a warrant to be here?